Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was an Italian girl. I'm kidding. Here it is. I would like to thank GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring us today, but more on that later. Right now, let's go to the kitchen. We got some work to do. Foggy windows, warm feelings, comfort, cozy, and a little bit nostalgic. I welcome fall with an Italian apple pie, or as we call it, torta di mele. Let's make one together. You will need double of flour and baking powder. You can also use half and a half mascarpone, milk or yogurt for this step, some good quality French butter, some vanilla extract and cinnamon. You will also need eggs at room temperature, and you will need some powdered sugar. The lemon is optional. I also prefer sugar on the raw, but you can use white sugar. And a 9.5 inches spring form. Start by preheating the oven at 355 Fahrenheit. Start also preparing your apples by peeling them and cutting them in super thin slices. We're then gonna spritz them with a little bit of lemon juice and set aside. I like to open my eggs in a container in case there are any pieces of shell. I then pour them in a large bowl. I follow with a teaspoon of vanilla extract, some lemon zest, which I prefer but it's optional. It gives an amazing flavor. We then add the sugar, whether you chose white or sugar in the raw, and we are gonna start blending it. Take your time here, depending on the sugar you chose. It might take 3 to 5 minutes. You want to make sure to get a really rich cream that is fluffy but also super silky. The most important thing, all the sugar needs to be well melted. We now very slowly add the butter that has been melted and cooled off, and I like to add a little bit of cinnamon to the batter. If you haven't already done so, add your flour and your baking powder together. I like to use a sifter, also optional, but it gives a little bit extra fluff. Important note, do not add all your powder at once. We're gonna alternate the flour and the milk or mascarpone, or half and a half, whichever you chose, and add a little bit of each at a time. We're gonna repeat this 3 times, and you can do it with your mixer turned off, as you don't want to overmix. You will end up with a creamy and thick batter like so. And now a word from our sponsor, GlassesUSA.com. With GlassesUSA.com, I must admit that I actually started enjoying wearing glasses on the regular. I always felt that buying glasses in a store felt so outdated. As we all know, stores can only carry so much inventory, sometimes feeling a little bit stifled, and I found myself having to settle often. This is not the case with GlassesUSA.com, which by cutting out the middleman, they carry over 9,000 affordable glasses and sunglasses for you to choose from, with a wide variety of shapes and color to suit your style and your vibe. From the in-house brands such as Otodo, Amelia E, and Muse, to designer brands such as Gucci, Oakley, and Ray-Bans, you have so many choices. Not only you can have glasses for any occasion, but you can also customize your lenses. At the moment, I am absolutely loving these everyday frame from Otodo and from Amelia E. I find they are super comfortable to wear all day while I'm working, responding to emails and editing, and also for those Zoom meetings where I feel like I want to be a little bit more stylish. One of my favorite features of shopping on GlassesUSA.com is that you can actually virtually try on the glasses. It's super simple. You can just upload one of your photos to their app, and you can try all of the glasses that inspire you to see which one you feel most yourself in. Also, the convenience of having GlassesUSA.com shipping your glasses directly to your door, it's absolutely time-saving for me, and I value that very much. And guess what? If you don't like your glasses, you can simply send them back for free. If you like to try and experience all of the benefits of GlassesUSA.com for yourself, just click in the link in the description box below this video. Happy shopping! And now, you and I have a cake to bake, so let's go back to the kitchen. Take your baking pan. I used parchment paper, but you can also slightly grease it. Pour the batter in like so, and make sure you take a moment to level it and shake it so you can have a nice and clean surface for your apples. Now it's time to decorate. Take your apples, give it a swirl, and then start placing them in whichever design you prefer. I really love this method because it creates a beautiful visual once it's baked. The center can be tricky, so get creative. I then mix a little bit of powdered sugar and cinnamon, and I just dust all the apples and the cake before they go in the oven. This is gonna create a nice caramelized, delicious crust on top of the apples. And off in the oven we go for about 45 minutes at 355 Fahrenheit. Keep an eye on it, and when it's ready, it should look like this. Gently remove the spring form and the parchment paper if you decided to use it. Let it cool off and then transfer it into your serving dish. Now give a generous dusting of powdered sugar. Your home by now should be filled by all the aromas of apples, vanilla, and warm cinnamon. Share it with a friend, with a family member. Have it with a cup of tea or coffee as a snack or for breakfast. And if you make it, tag me at Dear Annalisa J. This will hold for 4 days in the fridge, but I bet it won't last this long. Enjoy! See you next time, and thank you for watching.